Yo, what's up guys? You got pokeaimMD. Today we're doing the Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl moveset video guide on how to use Purugly. Now, the reason we're doing this Pokemon is because I actually use it later today in a Showdown Live as well as a Wi-Fi battle. So you get 3 Purugly videos today, as well as I know a few people asked down below, how do I use this Pokemon? So if you guys do enjoy these videos, make sure you leave a like. Let me know which Pokemon you'd like to see next. I have a huge list of Pokemon I'm covering. Don't worry, I've taken note of everything everybody has asked for. And hearing that, if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. I upload 2 to 3 Pokemon videos a day, Wi-Fi battles, Showdown Lives, moveset video guides, talking videos, whatever. If it's Pokemon, I'll upload it for the most part. So if you like that sort of thing, feel free to subscribe. My end of the year goal is 300,000 subscribers. That would mean a lot to me. So Purugly is very similar to Ambipom in that it's a Pokemon that goes for Fake Out and U-Turn, has a pretty good speed tier, doesn't have the best attack stat, and it's not about taking hits. Even though in-game, for whatever reason, when Mars had Purugly versus you, it was extremely annoying to take out, at least as a kid. More so as a kid than it was now, I think, because we know a little bit more. But it does have some differences to Ambipom, like the fact that this Pokemon has the ability to Defiant. And Defiant's really cool because with the Defiant ability, if your opponent has Intimidate, or maybe they get a special attack drop, or a special defense drop, or a defense drop on you, or Sticky Web is up and you get a speed drop, you basically raise your attack 2 stages. So that allows Purugly to actually muscle through some bulkier Pokemon, even though it really has, like, you know, average 82 base attack. So the first starter, what the hell? The first set we have is the Life 4 Purugly. Again, this is very similar to Ambipom. In fact, you could actually run a Silk Scarf on this if you really want to. However, I think that Life 4 is better just for your other 2 moves besides Fake Out and Body Slam. But Life 4 Purugly, Jolly Nature, has a good speed tier, actually outspeeding Pokemon like Latios, Gengar, Infernape, and everything below. So really nice speed tier as well. And again, base 82 attack is decently respectable. So this is a pretty cool Pokemon to have on a Sticky Web team. I actually use it later today on a Sticky Web team because it forces defog from the opponent, and when they defog and drop your evasion, they raise your attack 2 stages. It's also cool to have like spike support, so Smeargle's good for the defog, the hazards. Frostlass can be a cool spiker as well as a spin blocker with it too. Also, Frostlass and Mismagius work just because they are fighting immunity, so Purugly obviously having that weakness to fighting, pretty cool. But Purugly's moveset is Fake Out, Sucker Punch, U-Turn, and Body Slam. Unfortunately, there is no return frustration for them in this game, even though we saw it in a commercial for the game, so I have no idea why. Like Baneri had it in the contest. I have no idea why we don't have it, but yeah, so Fake Out is your main way of getting chip damage. My dog just jumped at me, I don't really heard it, but Fake Out's your main way of getting chip damage on your opponent, stopping them, flinching them. It's pretty cool for breaking Focus Sashes as well. Then you have the U-Turn for Momentum. There's not a lot of matchups that Purugly does best versus, like Steel types for instance, so you can U-Turn out. And in that case, you might pair it with a Magnezone to trap Skarmory as well as Scizor, allowing Purugly to do it, or Magneton if you are playing the lower tiers to trap something like Bronzong. Then you have Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch is your second priority move. It's for faster Pokemon or just ghost types in general. Gengar, Mismagius are 2 that come to mind, but also Fake Out plus Sucker Punch does at least 50% to 60% to most decently bulky Pokemon. So it can be a good way to revenge kill and also just get free damage off on the opponent, especially if they are a weaker one. For instance, a Choice Scarf Flygon at like 50%, you go for Fake Out, then you go for Sucker Punch, you knock them out. Obviously, they couldn't move when you faked them out the first time. The second time, Sucker Punch goes before theirs because it's priority, as long as they're attacking you. Lastly, we do have Body Slam as your main normal stab. Again, there's no return, so you have to use Body Slam. Not terrible, though, because even the resistances that come in do have a 30% chance to get paralyzed, allowing Purugly, or at least allowing your teammates, to do a little bit better. Again, with the Defiant nature, because your goal is to bring this thing in on attacks like defog, or again, if something's going for crunch versus you, or moonblast and drops your special attack, it all can raise your attack stat. So the next that we have is a Choice Band Purugly set, and obviously this gives up the ability to switch up moves with a Life 4 but trades it for power. So Choice Band Purugly is actually what I use in a Wi-Fi battle later today too, as well as tomorrow too. But Retaliate's a really interesting move. Retaliate basically doubles in power if your ally fainted last turn. Now, this counts as if your opponent knocks out your Pokemon, or also if your opponent, or if you knock out your own Pokemon by using means of self-destruct and explosion. I actually learned that not too long ago. I thought Retaliate was only when you got knocked out, but I misread it before. So it's pretty cool. I actually paired this with a Stealth Rock lead as elf, and Stealth Rock lead as elf prevents the opponent from getting up hazards. It's a really good partner. Sets up Stealth Rock and then explode, and by exploding, you're automatically powering up your Retaliate from 70 base power to at least 140 base power the next turn. So it becomes a really strong move for this Pokemon. Even capable of 2 KOing bulkier mons like Milotic, for instance. So Retaliate is that move. The Choice Band one, again, you can pair on just hazard teams with a Ghost type for sure. If you definitely like, I like it with Miss Maggie's. Like I said, Gengar's a cool one too. U-Turn and Retaliate are your main things, and then you have either Assurance or Sucker Punch. Now the reason we go Assurance over something like Shadow Claw is because Assurance is pretty cool, because if you have Stealth Rock up and your opponent switches in on Stealth Rock, for instance, I bring Purugly out and my opponent has something that's going to die, right? And they could switch out to Bronzong for free. As long as Stealth Rock is up, Assurance is going to be doubled in power. So it goes from 60 base power to 120 base power. So if Bronzong comes in on Purugly and you go for Assurance as it comes in, that is a 120 base power move. This also allows you to break Substitute Gengars, Substitute Miss Magiuses, without really fearing about them setting up on you with nasty plots. And without having them to actually attack you for Sucker Punch to break it. But otherwise, you can use Sucker Punch. Remember, you are Choice Band though, so you be locked in. It's really kind of dependent on what your opponent wants to do from there. So if they choose not to attack, then they could potentially set up on you. And then lastly, it's your regular normal stab. Body Slam is the strongest one there, 85 base power. It's consistent. It's stronger than Retaliate. I'm normal, again, 85 versus 70. Facade is 70 base power, but if you get Skull Burnt or poisoned or paralyzed, Facade becomes 140 base power, meaning it's pretty cool because, again, Purugly does, it doesn't always pick up the KOs on bulkier Pokemon, like a Rotom for instance, so they can go for Will-O-Wisp on you, and normally that cripple you, but if you have Facade, it ignores the burn drop, and then you have a 140 base power move on top of the fact that you have, their Choice Band already. And then lastly, Quick Attack. Quick Attack is just something to maybe be able to pick off a weakened foe or something like that. Like maybe like a weakened Shell Smash Blastoise or anything, like around 20% or so. But yeah. So Choice Band Purugly, a little bit more fun of a way to use it. I like this one. I use this one on Wi-Fi. It was a lot of fun. And lastly, we do have the support. Now, again, Amapalm can do this exact same thing, but there are two things that Purugly does have. 1 second, Poop. I see you. There's my dog. She's covering me. She's like, yo, come play with me. I was like, I got you. Give me a sec. There's two things that Purugly has over Amapalm. One is the fact that it's Thick Fat, which means on a Sun team, a lot of the Sun Pokemon are grass types, right? Because they all have Chlorophyll, but they're weak to fire type attacks. So Purugly can actually switch in at least on a fire type attack, at least one, safely, and then with its Thick Fat, and then set up a Sunny Day to let your Chlorophyll Pokemon come in. That's one. The other thing it has over Amapalm is Hypnosis. So if you actually land this Hypnosis, you have a 60% chance to land, you can put your opponent to sleep. So the moveset, again, is with a Heat Rock or Damp Rock, depending on if you're using Sunny Day or Rain Dance. So if you're using Rain or Sun, max HP, max speed. I just think the speed tier is really good because you still get those fast fake outs and U-turns to help you, but also it might help you in the end, like let's say your opponent has like a Latios at the end, it's like at 40%, you fake out U-turn, you beat it down. Had you have been slower than Latios, obviously it would have outsped you and knocked you out with whatever attack it opted to go for. But yeah, fake out U-turn just for breaking focus ashes and giving, letting your teammates come in. And then of course you have your Sunny Day or Rain Dance, depending on if it's Sun team. If it's Sun team, you want to play it with Chlorophyll users, Tangrowth, Venusaur, Victory Bell. Charizard's a cool one too, even though it's not a Chlorophyll user, but it is a Pokemon with solar power that likes the sun. If it's a Rain team, you want to pair it with Kingdra, Kabutops, Armaldo, Ludicolo, just anything that really likes Rain being up too, because they all have Swift Swim. And then of course, Taunt can stop the opponent from setting up, can stop them from setting up, or even just getting hazards or doing really anything from there. And then Hypnosis, again, if you want to risk it, it is 60% chance. Purugly is bulky enough to usually take a hit, so you can risk the Hypnosis and at least give your teammates a better chance to use the Rain or Sun. But yeah, that's basically all I have for you guys today. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you all I know I was like all over the place with this one, but hope you guys all enjoyed. If you did, make sure you leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys later today with a Purugly Showdown Live and also using it in a Wi-Fi battle too. So yeah, that's it. Peace.